Celebrating an enduring romance with the silver screen.
Wow!
And the best movie fans in the world. The 10th annual TCM Classic Film Festival. April 11th through the 14th in Hollywood. This year's theme is Follow Your Heart, Love at the Movies. You'll be swept away opening night when stars Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal reunite alongside director Rob Reiner for a 30th anniversary screening of When Harry Met Sally.
I'm difficult.
Challenge.
I'm too structured. I'm completely closed off.
But in a good way.
Our radiant lineup also includes The Clock, Love in the Afternoon, Mad Love, and Indiscreet.
I promise not to say anything.
I won't say a word.
Don't miss the red carpet excitement, illustrious guests, and exclusive events at Club TCM. The 10th annual TCM Classic Film Festival, April 11th through the 14th. Limited passes remain. To get yours and find out more, go to tcm.com/festival.
My friend Richard Brooks used to say, "There are so many people in Hollywood who dislike me, they sometimes have to wait 2 years in line." Richard Brooks was known as a tyrannical director who ran his shoots like a Marine drill sergeant. A crew member once got so mad at Richard, he intentionally ran a dolly over his foot and broke it. But for the actors and crew members who survived his ferocious growls and earned his respect, Richard was also your champion, a loyal friend, and the most brilliant director I ever worked with.
I only wanted to see you once more. Kick around some old memories. Maybe have a few laughs.
Go on.
Blackboard Jungle was the first Richard Brooks film I saw. It was about kids my age, and it made an enormous impression on me.
It's pronounced da-dee.
I was fascinated by it. The movie attacked issues of racism and gangs, subjects Hollywood was reluctant to talk about, but not Richard.
You call him a Mick, he calls you a Mick. But suppose Miller here calls you Mick. Is that all right?
It was the first time after seeing a movie that I wanted to know who wrote the screenplay, who directed the movie. Of course, Richard had done both. Five years later, it was my turn to work with Richard Brooks on the movie Elmer Gantry. It was a delicate situation. Richard originally didn't want me for the part of Lulu Baines. She was a brazen prostitute, and I was the sweet musical lady of Oklahoma and Carousel. The first day of shooting, we shot my most difficult scene that included the famous line that censors were trying to remove.
He got to howlin', repent, repent. And I got to moanin', save me, save me. And the first thing I knew, he rammed the fear of God into me so fast I never heard my old man's footsteps.
Richard was cold and silent. He stood by, giving me no direction, daring me to prove myself. I was convinced he was going to fire me, and I left that night in tears. But Richard called me the next morning after seeing the rushes and apologized. He said, "I want you to know how wonderful you are. I predict you're going to win an Academy Award." For the rest of the shoot, Richard was still tough, but now he was my champion. One of Richard's gifts was his great eye for detail. He would suggest little bits of business to do in a scene that proved invaluable to me as Lulu Baines.
The best bank in America.
I did win that Oscar for Elmer Gantry, as Richard predicted. Burt Lancaster won 2, and Richard won for Best Screenplay, his only win in 8 nominations. Richard was very disappointed he didn't win for Best Director, and he showed it in true Brooks fashion. He scolded me for not thanking him enough in my acceptance speech. Richard was not the kind of person who could hide his feelings, but that's what made his movies so gripping. His feelings poured into his work.
You better open the right doors for me. I know you're going to do this for me, Princess, because I have been knocking on those doors of success till my insides are bloody. Because that's the way I've been knocking on those doors, see, with my bare inside.
You will open only one door. The door to my car as my chauffeur.
He wrote the screenplays for 21 of his 24 films, every one of them unmistakably Richard Brooks.
It is possible to lose a battle and still win a war.
Must Africa always stink of death? Can we not live together as friends?
Friends have equal rights.
They will come.
Richard would say, you've got to listen when you're acting. And if you listen, your answer will be perfect. And when an actor had no lines, Richard helped you to communicate the story with your eyes.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like what, Maggie?
Like you were just looking?
I wasn't conscious of looking at you, Maggie.
I was conscious of it.
Richard Brooks took bold risks that made his movies great. That was the Brooks signature. And thanks to him, those movies gave me a second career in motion pictures. I'll always remember Richard as a loyal friend and a tough but brilliant director. For Turner Classic Movies, I'm Shirley Jones.
See Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Thursday at 4 p.m., part of 31 Days of Oscar, only on Turner Classic Movies.
Films have the power to capture dreams.
Oh, I'd love to be in the movies.
Do you want to have an adventure?
It's like waves of love coming over the footlights and wrapping you up.
It is a shattering and beautiful sensation.
Love me, hate me, kill me, anything. Just let me know.
I waited, I listened, but the applause did not come.
You shouldn't let something like that spoil your fun, you know?
I wished I could think of something to say.
You're willing to fight for our people, I watch. Are you with me?
I got my turn this champion of the world.
Either I'm dead right or I'm crazy.
I don't know who's weirder, you or me.
You have turned defeat into victory.
You made me somebody they can remember.
Come and dream with me.
This is Barranca, a South American banana port where men live by their daring and women by their charm. Out of the fog steps a girl with a questionable past and a devil-may-care future. Out of the clouds drops a man with a propeller blade for a heart and an expert's eye for a pretty face.
Chorus girl?
No, I do especially.
So much the better. The only thing I can tell you about him, he's a good guy for gals to stay away from.
Thank you, remember that.
Hey, little chum, don't go walking around on it.
There's nothing the matter with it.
Come here.
Well, look,
Well, let me put you down somewhere and look at it.
It's not sprained. Look, I just lost the heel off my slipper, that's all. And I have the darndest luck, losing one heel right after another.
You're a queer duck, Bunny.
So are you.
Only angels have wings, created by the wizardry of a master picture maker, Howard Hawks, in the shining tradition of filmdom's mightiest achievements, uniting in breathless romance the dashing hero of Gunga Din, Cary Grant, and the lovely heroine of You Can't Take It With You, Jean Arthur, with Richard Barthelmess making a triumphant return to the screen in the outstanding characterization of his career, Thomas Mitchell in another compelling performance, and glamorous Rita Hayworth.
Jump. He's made of rubber, he is. He wants to hit the ground and see how high he can bounce.
Oh, shut up.
Shut up. That's flying, you fool. That's what you've been asking for, isn't it? See what you're up against? See how much he cares about you, about me, about anybody?
You're going to stay right here. I won't let you kill yourself.
You're going to do it to keep me from doing it. Well, honey, you're just like all the rest.
enjoy 31 Days of Oscar. And we'll see you back here in March. Noir Alley. In this part of town, nobody wants to walk the red carpet.
I am over the moon to be working at Turner Classic Movies. It's a network with a tremendous legacy. It's a network that's very much in line with my philosophy and interests. I actually began my career as a magazine journalist. I wrote for Entertainment Weekly for 17 years. I also had the honor of being the Academy's official red carpet greeter on Oscar night, which was a position held before me by Robert Osborne. So I feel like, in many ways, all of my 23 years experience has led me to this really exciting moment of becoming a TCM host. A really great classic film can sneak up on you. You can turn on Imitation of Life because you want to watch Lana Turner and see how glamorous she is. But yet, as you're watching the movie, you really fall in love with the Juanita Moore storyline. So I really think a great classic movie can truly change hearts and minds, and that's what's really exciting about them. My name is Dave Karger, and I am honored to be a TCM host.
I would describe Backlot as a hub for classic film fans to intersect not only with TCM, but with other classic film fans all over the country.
This gives us a chance to connect with other people that we otherwise don't have.
Once I got involved with them and got to meet them, they wanted to really try to do some things, you know, to enhance the experience. I had never thought that West Side Story would look as good as it did on the big screen.
And it is the only Fathom event where I've seen people give a standing ovation.
We also do things as a group that are related to old movies. Recently, we went to the Margaret Mitchell House.
It was really a well-received idea, and our turnout was big. And we went for dinner afterward, and everybody had a great time.
To learn more about the TCM Backlot and find your local chapter, go to tcmbacklot.com/local.